my lovely sticky up here as usual. Right, let's sort this out. Probably my least prepared live stream. Oh dear. Get yourself comfortable. Right. How we doing, folks? How are we doing? Oh, what a week. What a week. Tell you. Madness. I'm live now. Does the sound work? Probably. Yep, it does. The sound works. Let's hope we don't get a repeat of last week. We shall see. I am slightly more prepared this week. Right. Got one moderator added so far. How are we doing? Oh dear me. Just going to adjust it. Oh, looks a bit better, doesn't it? Oh, it looks like the plug socket's like right next to my head. There we go. How you doing, Janie? How's it going? How's the wedding prep? It's going all right? Oh dear me. What a week, folks. What a week. Dear me. Just going to display the badges. Tandem. All good. What happens if I press play? There we go. Chat seems to be working. I always feel like the chat's a little bit slow. But what can you do? What can you do? There we go. Think we're all good? Aye, I bet I remember it. I say I remember it being a lot of work. But I didn't really do much of it. Yeah, you are. You're on security with the spanner. And maintenance. We need it. I've got a bunch of people who can gladly do a moderation of this stream because last week was a shock to the system. I tell you, it made it interesting though, didn't it? It did for me anyway. It was like, I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting a nice laid back, quiet, quite a quiet stream. And, oh, I don't know. I'm tempted to go on to the Metal Blade YouTube channel and look in the comments section, but where are the blast beats? They've just posted the Angel of Light video, and I think it will be an interesting read, the comments section. A lot of people a lot of the Metal Blade bands are kind of extreme bands, extreme metal and stuff, so it should be quite interesting. Oh, don't start. I nearly knocked it over then. The stress. Oh gosh, there's 59 comments, let's see. Oh, there's lots of good comments. Oh wow, there you go. Awesome. Cool, I'm just reading through the comments. Very nice. Anyway, I was expecting lots of negativity, but apparently not. Some Metal Blade people like Witch Hazel as well, so that was worth them doing it. Thanks, Metal Blade. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad people are enjoying it. I think, well, I kind of almost expected it to an extent. I mean, not necessarily. You can't take things for granted. Not everything's a given, but I was thinking, yeah, I think people who like Witch Hazel will probably like the new songs, so it's cool. But I think as we're trying to expand our audience, part of me is preparing myself for the, what's this? What's this music? Why has this been just put in front of me? But yeah. Well, I'm glad you're digging it. That's what we want. We want you to enjoy the music. We have been overtaken, by the way, on this. I reckon this band, when Rivers Meet, are just like do 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 do. We have been. If you check that link out, please vote for us. I'll be posting it periodically throughout this stream. Please vote for us for Single of the Week on what's his face? Classic Rock Magazine. But yeah, there's the link if you wanna. If we all wanna vote. We've gone right down in the votes. I think there's just this band is just doing or they're just like really popular band. Should we Google them? Let's do it. I kind of like having a laptop here, and then I can just like check stuff out. Oh, thanks, man. I'm glad you like. I mean, Digging Deep is one of my favourites. I'll be honest. Yeah, they've got a lot of followers. 120,000 followers. No wonder they've got so many people voting for them. Goodness me. Let's try and beat them. Let's do it. Yeah, but anyway. Need to get everyone's friend, everyone's mom and friend and everything. So I did play the piano, yes. I do like a bit of piano. I write most of the songs on piano, but that was a song that really needed it, especially with the outro. It had the play style of the first album with the sound of the last album. Oh, interesting. Do you mean, are we talking Digging Deeper? I suppose it does a little bit. I feel like Digging Deeper's got a little bit of a Reap the Harvest feel to it. Blue Oyster Cult was really the impetus for that song, I feel like. I was listening to that Secret Treaties album a lot when I wrote Reap the Harvest, my third album. But yeah, just what was it in the fan club chat room? I was like, oh yeah, by the way, we're releasing some singles. People were like, what? That was casual. I'm just a bit disorganised. There's a lot to do. But yeah, please vote. Here's the link if you would care to vote for us. I haven't quite worked out whether you can vote more than once. I don't really understand how it works. Who knows? I don't really know. I think people are just continually just voting for that when Rivers Meets band. There you go. Well, yeah, it's cool. It's been a good week. I mean, been busy. I've spent most of the weekend, well, it feels like, I haven't, but it feels like I've spent most of the weekend just thanking everyone, because it's been such an amazing response. Album's selling well, pre-orders are going really, really well. Oh no, it's a bit bad, isn't it? They've gone up, they were 0.36%. So my favourite moment in Reap the Harvest is the bit that I didn't actually write, the bit I ripped off was the best bit. That moment with the guitars during the funeral march, twin lead, which is always a good idea to do a twin lead on the funeral march. That's my favourite moment, like, da, da, da. It's like, it's the most epic moment of the song. I like that bit the best. It worked out really well, that one. But yeah. I think you can probably vote more than once on this. So if the entire fan base vote all day, every day, from now until the end of the week, we might. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? I don't really know. But yeah, send it to all your friends, send the link to all your friends. There's the link. As I said, periodically. I'm become the bot. I've become the spammer. Just with this link, vote for us. Oh, I don't know. I think whilst I'm live, I think I could post that I'm yeah, who knows? I'm gonna see if I can do this. I can always remove this later. There you go, I'll just post on Facebook. No, I think we're all right. Oh, I get your joke now. I need to be moderated. Someone needs to moderate me. Well, that's what Ed Turner's job is, our producer. He's the moderator. But, oh yeah, I like that bit. That's the build up to the cinematic moment, isn't it? Yeah, it's a nice moment actually. It worked out quite well. Yeah, I played piano on that one as well. So, I mean, piano is kind of a real, as the years have gone on, it's got become a more and more comfortable instrument because, I mean, I don't play it properly, but I use it as a songwriting tool. But my piano playing's got better just because I'm just playing all the time. I'm not playing anything particularly intricate. It's all like all the white notes. But yeah, well, we're beating McFly on this track of the week at least. So send the link to all your friends and family. Like I said, we might get there. It's quite a big difference between us and this band that got a lot of votes. But who knows? I like a good competition. Yeah. I relish the challenge. I can't post on Instagram. Well, but you probably can on a computer, can't you? Well, I wouldn't know. You can't. There's no point. There's no link anyway. Instagram's a bit limited in that way. That's why I feel a bit. I don't really fully understand the appeal of TikTok. I mean, I do, but like also in terms of like, I suppose you can link things, but it's very much like all these platforms want you to stay on the platform, but at least Facebook allows you to post links to things in a very easy and like, oh, here's a snapshot of the link. It's good for news and things like that. I kind of relate to Facebook a lot more in that sense. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of any of it, but but yeah. So we've all voted. That should be about 8. Is there about 8 on 9 people? Should have 9 votes there. That's good. Although I'm guessing some people have already voted. I wonder if we can find out how many. Well, I think we were saying in the Witch Hazel fans. I think you can vote. I think you can vote more than once. I don't know. It's not clear. Should we Google it? Don't know. Don't know, really. I can't tell. No idea. Who knows? No real information. Maybe they just don't want you to know it. Hello. Everything's going well, all right. Sorry again. Everything's going well so far. I mean, I think you can accidentally vote 100 times each. Yeah, it probably is. I mean, do we want When Rivers Meet to win? I haven't listened to their track. They might be very deserving. Might be an amazing song. Popularity contest, I think. Although McFly are not doing very well. I thought they were big. Well, they were big a few years back. I accidentally turned off my Wi-Fi and used my phone's connection to vote. Yeah, people, they were like VPNs, so they can vote for Witch Hazel. I don't know whether it logs it in that way. I don't know. It's worth a go, isn't it, folks? But I think like the main thing is just spreading the word. Send it to all your friends and family. Yeah, I don't have a VPN, so I can't. Well, again, I don't have any way of testing it either. Because you can't really tell whether it's working or not, I don't know. You have to click it, but then when you're clicking it, it could be going up or down based on all the other votes that are happening at the same time. I think, yeah. Just do it really quickly. Click, 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 click. I don't think it does, you know. I don't think that it, yeah, I don't think it does, folks. I'm clicking it over and over again. Nah, I think it's just based off, oh, thanks, Sezzy. Nice to see you here. How are you doing? Hey, Keith's here as well. Hey. How many deluxe people have we got here? The deluxe crew. They come in with their gold chains on. With the deluxe, deluxe fan club members. Amazing. Yeah, maybe it's maybe just try and vote every day on your if you're on a phone, use Wi-Fi and then your 4G. I can't take any credit for the concept of the video. I think it was a mixture, I think mainly our record label's idea. And then he kind of worked with the videographers. Oh, if you click the link, Keith, this one, where we've been shortlisted for Track of the Week on Classic Rock Magazine, which we're actually getting a full interview and feature this time, which we've never had before. So it's quite a big deal for us, actually. So if you can vote for us with your Wi-Fi on, and vote for us with your 4G on, in case that helps, and try it every day this week. That'll be awesome. But yeah, I've tried it on my laptop and my phone. And, don't know. But yeah, we're getting a full. I've already done the interview with Classic Rock. Really nice guy called Dave. Yeah, it was a great interview, and so I think we're getting like a 1 or 2 page feature, like a proper feature in Classic Rock Magazine. So that's really good. Should be really good for us. There's lots of things that are going very well. Pre-sales gone quite well, better than last time, which is what we want each time, really, I suppose. Yeah, it says he's like every family member. Yeah, so get every single family member to vote on their own device, in case it's that. Let's do it, folks. Here's the link again. Oh no, that's not the link. I've just posted the YouTube link. I'll try again. I forgot that was. Forget about the YouTube links. Here is the link. Oh, amazing. Thank you very much. It's amazing that this many people have, just listened to 2 songs and pre-ordered already. It's, I think we're on 400 or 500 pre-orders, something like that. It's going really well. Yeah, I really like the stained glass projection we were just saying. I'd love to say that I had enough money to sponsor you several phones. It's the link fireproof. Yeah. I'm gonna just get those links out of it because I don't really need it, do we? How can pin messages? What would that mean? What if I pin this message? Where does it go? Ah, there you go. So there, I've pinned. I don't have to keep posting it. I didn't realise you could do that. As I said, I'm learning the whole time. I do like the simplicity of just using my phone to live stream, to be honest. I used to have this old fancy setup and it was a bit too much. One day I'll get it all back, but right now I just sold the Sony camera and got an iPhone. And oh yeah, I mean I thought that was originally going to be called Metal Blade Blood Axe Red or something, or was that something else? You got 2 copies, Keith. 2 copies, amazing. It was like is it super exclusive? Yeah, I mean, it's good because he didn't reply to your other email, did he? About vinyl copy, so at least he's done that, Keith. Maybe the way to get to Will Palmer is to post on the Witch Hazel fans. He is a Witch Hazel fan, to be fair, after all. A spot of Blue Wicked, Blue WKD in this, just to get me through the live stream. Why not? I know the guy whose banditas he needs. I do actually. Have I mentioned we have a fan club? I don't know. There we go, I think we're reconnected. Connection issues now. Oh, I think we're okay. Now what's it saying? I'll just wait and see if we're back. Oh, there we go. I think we're good. We're good. Right. Yeah, as I was saying, what was I saying? I can't remember. Flags. Yeah, I don't know. I think there might be one. Hey, it's Linky. How's it going? How are you doing? Laser Wizard, I really like the new Bandcamp background graphic. Yeah, it's good. It's from the album, the record sleeve. It looks cool, doesn't it? But, it's nice. I don't really have to do any of this stuff. Like when it comes to album rollout, I'm all over the socials and stuff. But a lot of it feels like, as a band, very much like a lot of our work is done. It's like, over to the record label, it's your job to flog it. Well, I didn't come up with the logo on the album cover. It was a guy who does the art for Helleborn magazine, if you've heard of that. He's called Nathaniel. And he just kind of ran with it. Again, like our record label just gave him an idea of like, this is what the band's like, this is the sort of thing we're going for. He's very good at articulating what we're looking for. He's kind of like, it's all the magical, fantastical, occult stuff, but without the occult connotations, and maybe a bit more traditional Church of England-y stuff. And then he just went with that, and it looks great. He did awesome work. Yeah, it's very different from the past too. It's a different artist, so there was that. in a sense, it was that. We started to actually look for something very specific, which ended up being on the back of the record. It's just a warrior. It's just some cool warrior on the front. But yeah, we wanted kind of like looking at stained glass or on someone on their knees, but that sort of figure ended up on the back of the record. I don't know whether you can see that yet. I don't know whether people can see it, but anyway, if you buy the record, you can see it. I can't remember whether it's actually on. Should we have a look? Maybe you can see what I'm talking about. It's really nice, the back of the record. Yeah, it has a bit more of that feel, doesn't it? First record. I can't see whether the picture is here. No, actually, we haven't got a picture of the back, but I'm just looking at the the things that people are writing about. The people have written some really nice things. It's like we're like really going for it. Oh, this is amazing. Thank you. But yeah, gosh, yeah, it's been like in some ways not in a bad way, but like quite overwhelming the support and response. But hi, Mike. Sorry, I missed that. I was just looking at something. I don't know. Oh, we were talking about artwork, so I was checking it out on the Bandcamp, see if people could see what I was talking about. But you'll see rose-coloured stained glass windows. Nice, I like that. But yeah, it does have that feel. Yeah, it's gone really well. It's been great. It's been really nice to release it, and it's been like very much an explosion of support, which is, you know, just amazing, really. I mean, in some ways, I've come to expect that from the Witch Hazel fan base, because that's just who you are, isn't it? Like, just amazing and supportive. It's great. Thank you very much, Mike. There you go. That's another belter of a person. Thanks, Mike. Just being an amazing Witch Hazel fan, which you all are. So good. I mean, we say it all the time, to be honest, in the band. We're like, how privileged we are and how we should have the best fans. I mean, some of it's very much, I think like the heavy metal community is generally quite open when it comes, particularly at the religious thing. They're like, yeah, let's give it a go. On the whole, obviously there's always very specific. Why is my nose so itchy? This is every week, isn't it? I get so itchy. Probably need a shave or something. It's tickling my nose. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, you're all amazing, basically. I sometimes take so long to say one thing that could just take me one sentence, don't I? I should be more concise. So anyway, Keith, do you think you can manage the... Oh, it says he's talking to Keith. Oh, there we go. But it'll be good to see you all on the 2nd of June, which is release date. Now, I'm going to say this for the second time. I've said this once. 2nd of June is release day, and we are doing a gig on release day. You cannot buy the album off us at that show. Please, like, buy it from our Bandcamp or buy it from HMV or Amazon, and you can buy it the day before, you can buy it at Muscle Rock the day after, but we can't sell it to you at the show on the 2nd of June. We will have a big QR code saying, please buy it, because we would love to aim for a chart position on the day. So this is your second warning, because I know it would be like, why can't I buy the record on release day at the release show? Well, this is why, because to get, in terms of getting a chart position, we need something to be, I don't know our tickets on sale yet. Does anyone know? I should know. Witchhazel.com. Look on the Bands in Town thingy. Well, the website's gone a bit funky. Is that because my dad's working on it? Might be. 2nd of June, tickets. I'm looking at the ticket link. This is the best way to do it, by the way, folks. Go onto witchhazel.com. Yeah, tickets are available. Just go to witchhazel.com, click the gig in the list on our website, and click tickets, because Bands in Town is the best app ever. It's just simple. Adam's got his ticket, yes. So we'll have at least 2 fan club members. How many other fan club members will be there? It's going to be you've got to be there, Keith, if it's a gathering of the, we could have like a full fan club photo. That'd be amazing. I love that sort of thing. Oh, Keith, don't buy a ticket. You don't need to buy a ticket. Keith, don't buy a ticket. You're in the deluxe tier. You'll get in for free. Anyone else who's not in the deluxe tier, fortunately, you will have to purchase a ticket. But Cezzy and Keith don't have to purchase a ticket. You're on the guest list automatically. Yeah, don't buy a ticket, Keith. He just bought it now, hasn't he? I could probably get it sorted for you. But yeah, so you wanted to pay for the entry. Well, you pay me monthly, so it's kind of paid for. Yeah, the Knights of the Round Table. So we've got quite a few fan club members on here, haven't we? We've got Matthew, Keith, Cezzy, Adam, and who else have we got? We had Dense Mineral Profit. I've forgotten your name, sorry. It's really hard, I'll be honest, even fan club members. I try my best. Yeah, there is a +1, Keith. I'll throw that in for you, absolutely. Especially with there are certain gigs when there's an allocation, I'll try my best, but for this gig, yeah, absolutely a +1. Because our UK booking agent books this show, so I can make sure it's sorted. Yes, please vote on this link. The link is saved. It's here. Please keep voting for us. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you voting for us. It'd be so cool to win it, because it feels like this is our opportunity to win this. And we've got a week. I'm not too phased that we're a bit behind compared to that band with a lot of followers. But it'd be good. It's a battle. One more battle. But yeah, I think that'd be a good show. It'd be great. But yeah, definitely Keith. Now we suddenly, I reckon that band cottoned on. Oh, we've been linked to this, and then they've just told everyone to vote for them. I mean, they might not. People have just done it anyway. But let's have a look. They probably did a post over it. Which is fair enough, of course. Yeah, so they did it, and they've got a lot of engagement already. Which is fair enough, like, you know, it's... We're playing the same game. May the band with the most fans win, which is not going to be us. But maybe the bands with the most passion and repeated voting daily on VPNs and things like that, maybe they'll win. In which case, it might be us, because we have the best fans in the world, clearly. That's not even up for debate. I don't recognise most of the band. I've heard of McFly. I've heard of Witch Hazel, that's it. Yeah, I actually don't know these bands, to be honest. I probably will check them out as well. But there you go. Ah, have they? So is it like, that makes sense for a classic rock magazine, like blues rock and stuff. There we go. Classic rock magazine's great. I actually quite enjoy that magazine. I mean, if I was going to go buy something, it would be that or Metal Hammer. I don't mind Terrorizer magazine, but again, I can't remember how many he's actually... I mean, the print now, the print sales, these magazines so low, isn't it? A lot of the stuff's online, really. Oh, cool, you've seen some of these bands then. Nice. Cadillac 3. Cool. And it's pretty good that we're even kind of rolling in second, to be honest. There you go. Although you never know, like what might happen is the other bands will cotton on tomorrow or whatever. And then it will sort of, you know, even out a bit. Bands with hundreds of thousands of followers, but we will see. I will continually post about it. There we go, 4 votes from the Buckley household. It's better than nil point. Let's make this into the Eurovision Song Contest. Let's do it. Let's get votes from your entire households. Well, there's 15 of you there. So if I can get 4 votes, I mean, if you double that at 30 and then get all your family, then it's even more. Let's do it. Awesome. No, I really appreciate it, folks, because, you know, even if we don't win this thing, it's arbitrary competition, Classic Rock Magazine. Although, you know, if we win it, then it's probably just a, oh, this band, it's basically you're voting to get the band more exposure through another post on Classic Rock's website and social media channels. So that's obviously really good for us. Yeah, I'm not sure we'll be big fancy rock stars. It'll be cool. We need that little bump up, you know. Because mainly just because we want to keep doing this and we want to do more of it. I mean, I've said this before. You all know this. You all know the spiel, but it's just, we just want to do more of what we're already doing. And the more successful it can be, the more we can do that. It's really quite a simple equation. So yeah, we super appreciate this sort of thing when you're just, and it's this is good because it's just free. You can all just click it on all your devices. Done. Amazing. So yeah, it's cool. Take some voting, folks. I'm going to need it. Every vote counts. Anyway, but yeah, we've had a good week. Lots of positives. It's good to have Metal Blade on board as part of our distribution, and they're all promotion as well. A Classic Rock edition vinyl. Oh, amazing. I'm glad you feel the same. Like the way we feel about our fans, it feels like it's very symbiotic, isn't it? Like the relationship, because if we had no fans, there wouldn't be any albums released. Like we just couldn't release. I mean, it'd be like, oh, we did this album for free, and then we just put it out there and no one listened. Do you know what I mean? It's pointless, isn't it? With the fact that people not only listen to it, but like, you know. So yeah, it's just, anyway, I can't remember what I was saying. Just reading Janie's comment. You had to cancel your room because we wanted to give you a fancy upgraded I'm in a band suite. Nice. It sounds like a joke, but I take it you haven't upgraded me to a suite. I'm happy with just like a bed. Oh, here it is, Scott. Aloof, typical Northern English slobs. I love it. You spent too much time with Kyle. You just sound like Kyle. Oh dear me. Hey, Kyle, again, we don't just get the support of other fans, although I suspect me and Kyle are like fans of each other. I'm talking about Kyle McNeil out of Seven Sisters and Phantom Spell. But he used his band page to post about the new album, which I'm super grateful for. We just have so much support, it's amazing. Big no support, Jeremy Edmondson. How are you doing? How's it going, Mr. Deluxe? I should call you Deluxe Jeremy Edmondson. It's not a normal room. Oh, there you go. I've got a good room. Nice. Excellent. Deluxe. Should be Deluxe J. We could spell something with Deluxe and your initials. And that could be your new name. Oh, gosh. It's also quite nice, folks. There's I have got some moderators ready, but it's nice that we haven't been bombarded with trolls. Although maybe I speak too soon, but anyway, it's been good. It's nice to have a normal stream, a nice positive experience. It's what I'm all about. But yeah, it's good. It's going really well. It's as I said before, particularly for people who are joining us, here's the link if you've just joined us. We're just talking about voting for us on Classic Rock Magazine's Track of the Week. And yeah, well, if you haven't heard of our new singles, then we've got some new singles out on Spotify. Pre-orders are up. Pre-orders are going really well. So amazing. What inspired the theme of the new album? Yeah, I don't want to curse us. I think it was tricky, really. I had lots of ideas of what I want to call it, because every album, I don't really have like an idea and then write an album. So I never see a big picture and then do it. I tend to start writing songs and see where it's going and then form the album, and it starts to become obvious what the album's about. And it's usually a reflection of where I am in my own life, just generally spiritually. And so Sacrament it was called Sacrament because I like the idea that, yes, the songs are this physical thing, but there is some much higher meaning to all of it. So Sacrament often is, for example, people get baptized and there's nothing special inherently about it. They're just being dunked in water, which is quite a weird thing if you think about it. Like believers' baptism, it's having a public bath. So it's weird, really. But the point is yes, that doesn't mean anything in of itself, but it's a sacrament because it's a physical sign of a higher meaning. And I think I feel like the album is a physical sign of a higher meaning. And also, it's just very much I'm laying it all out as almost like a sacrifice, a sacrament, really. Like, here you go. This is all I've got left because I'm a bit empty. So yeah, that's kind of what's inspired the theme of it. There's a lot more honesty and doubt, and, like tussling and questioning and striving in there. So yeah. Yeah, well, this is the thing, Mr. Alpha Leader 88. I was kind of what I was saying before, we just get such a large amount of overwhelmingly positive feedback from so many people. It's really nice. It's good because I'm like relatively sensitive person. So if it was like 50-50, I think I would regularly struggle with that. I mean, apart from the fact that I think it's good, otherwise I wouldn't have recorded the music and put it out there. So I already in my mind think, oh yeah, I do think the music's good. I enjoy the music. I enjoy playing the music. So I think it's good, and I'm putting it out there, and I hope that other people think it's good. And so the fact that it's overwhelmingly positive by the vast majority of people is really nice. Although I mentioned a bit before, and I have mentioned recently, it's good to prepare myself for if we expand our audience, which is always a good thing, for people to be like, what's this? We're running ads, our label's running ads, and I suppose it's to people who have never heard the music, so there will be some, what's this? I think I've seen a bunch of comments. It's funny because you have all this stuff and you still remember the bad ones, don't you? Oh, amazing, thanks for voting. Oh, Keith's got his plans together. Yes, let's do it, Keith. This is the thing amazing, like how I can write a song and share it with the world. Because it is world, like it is the world, because it's out there for everyone in any country. And then the fact that it can like help people, it's just so cool. It's just such a, I mean, like I would do it anyway, but it's almost like this wonderful icing on the whole cake. It like helps people. Literally, I'm just here being myself, writing music. Like, oh, let's put that out into the world. It'd be good to sell some records. And then like people are like, this music's helping me. It's amazing. I mean, I've started to understand that a bit more recently. I went to see an artist who me and my wife really admire. And I was like, I'm the fan. It felt like I'm like this fan. I was a little bit nervous talking to him and stuff. This guy called Jake Morley. He's like an acoustic guitar. Very not rock at all, actually. But he's a real artist. I'm like, when in that moment of seeing him and just my eyes closed, listening to the music he was making. Like when you see him live, it's just a completely different experience. And waiting for him at the merch stand, I was like, this is what being a fan's like. I understand a little bit now. And it's so cool that there's people who are fans of us. It's just amazing. But yeah, I'd love to do a live album, Keith. Yeah, there is that. It's one of those things with criticism. It's like, I think I have got a bit better at it. But part of it's, I mean, when people say, oh, screw the haters and all that sort of thing, but a lot of it's like, something hurts your feelings, and you're like, what do I do with that? Because there's always a hurt. There's always like that's a bit, it's particularly when things like personally, but I think I've got a bit better going, yeah, it's hurt my feelings, but what do I do now? Well, I'm just going to crack on. And so I've got a bit better, but it's still every time it's like, it's a bit rotten. Do you know what I mean? It feels a bit, ugh. I'd love to, I don't know whether this is realistic or not, but I think there's people who say I'm really thick-skinned. I don't know whether it still hurts them or it's the way they react, but I don't know whether it's like, they look at it and go, no. I think I have got a bit better at that. Says he supports the live album thing. Yeah, I'd love to do a live album. We just need to, or official bootleg. Yeah, I'd love to do a really good job of it. I mean, I try and do a really good job of everything. It doesn't always work out, but it'd be cool to do a run of shows. I want to get the same sound guy. Do you know what I mean? Take a sound guy with you and do a real do a full thing. I don't know. I don't have much experience. Yeah, I mean, there's a sense in which you can only do what you can do. I mean, there's also an extent, I set myself very high standards. So one thing I say to myself is, yes, you can try your best, but sometimes when you say, I tried my best, it's almost like sometimes that can be an excuse, because often you don't need to try your best. You don't need to do your best. You need to do what's required. So if you tried your best and it didn't really work, then you just need to become better. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, generally speaking, I've done what I can, I've done my best. So if you don't like it, then often it's like, this isn't the band for you. Yeah, you should always try and be better. And often when you tried your best, it's like, well, that's a good start, isn't it, at the very least? Yeah, I love doing this band. I love writing the music, I love playing the shows, I love recording it. The recording process is great. What am I currently reading? Nothing. I'm not reading anything at the moment. I just have, I mean, I just don't have the time. I'd love to spend time reading, but the last thing I read was the Bible, I think, recently. A lot of time I'm reading the Bible because I'm writing songs. So it's quite a good way for me to keep engaging with the Bible. That's my main impetus. I don't really read much else other than the Bible. But there's so many books I'd love to read. I'm a bit of a well, I sometimes listen to podcasts and audiobooks instead. Do you know what I mean? I mean, podcasts are a funny one because some of it's like, some of the information that you get from a podcast is kind of similar to an audiobook. I mean, maybe less condensed actually, but I kind of enjoy them. I listen to, one thing I constantly listen to music industry and music business podcasts. My favourite one is the New Music Podcast by Ari Herstand. He has a book which I would like to get and buy, but I just know that I wouldn't read it right now. I think I will get there eventually. But I haven't been on, the thing is, well, a lot of people read books on holiday. I haven't been on holiday for years. I can't remember the last time. You know, like a proper lie on a beach for a week holiday and read a book. I haven't really been on one of those for, I don't know when. But, yeah. Hi Andy, how's it going? What artists are you really digging right now? There's a bunch of stuff. What am I really digging? I think I need to remind myself of my Spotify now. Maybe when I do that, it cuts off. I don't know how much of that you missed. Let's see. I'm going to have to look at it to see. I think we missed off that. Yeah, I think I don't know what you even... When I went onto my phone to look at my Spotify, I should have just done it on here. I can't see whether you missed me being silly and looking on my phone. But anyway, let's turn this off, distracting myself. I started to listen to Green Lung, that was quite good. Particularly enjoyed a few tracks. The band Night from the USA. Listened to a bit of Coffin Hunters from the USA. I've been listening to Seth Lakeman, which is fairly regular for me. Oh, I need to get on that. I listened to a few tracks and then was distracted by something and never went back to that album. Yes, I thought you might have done. So yes. What would it? I've been listening to a fair bit of Night, a bit of Tribulation. So a lot of quite a few US bands actually. Oh yeah, I like Night from Sweden as well. I've not listened to them for a bit, but I do like them. I listened to them a bit more last year. But Night is an N-I-T-E from the USA. It's blackened heavy metal. The vocals are not really my favourite, but it's all the guitar playing. I just love it. Really, really quite like tasteful soloing and twin leads, and like the vocals don't even need to be there. It's all down, it's all great. But yeah, N-I-T-E, Night, Coffin Hunters from the US, Tribulation from the US. Bit of Spell. I mean, I like Spell, it's fairly regular. A little bit. I mean, I kind of like have these, I'll just go through a bunch of stuff. What else? What did I listen to? Oh yeah. I mean, Halas, fairly regular. Seth Lakeman is a lot of these are kind of like regulars. I don't think I've been listening to much different. I've had the CD in my car from Jake Morley, the artist I mentioned before. We went to see on Wednesday, which is actually in the Beatrix Potter Centre. It's amazing. There's like a theatre in there. Oh yeah, Spirit Adrift. I need to get back into. That's another band. So I think Spirit Adrift, Summerlands, are bands I started and then just didn't finish listening to them. I feel like Spirit Adrift was a good one that I need to kind of. Oh, they got a new album coming out. Nice. Yeah. Can't remember what else really. Is there anything? I feel like I'm missing. I mean, Judas Priest. A bit of Judas Priest. I've been listening to Megadeth a little bit. I went the other day. I think I was looking on the Spotify metal playlist, and then there was a Judas Priest cover. I think it was Megadeth covering Judas Priest. I was like, oh, it delivering the goods. I was like, oh, this song's so good. But I was like, oh, I want to listen to the original. And then I just listened to like 2 Judas Priest albums. I think it was in the car driving. That's when I have a lot of time. But, I spend a lot of my time listening to music in the car. I mean, this is the thing, like it's not ideal using Spotify for everything, but I do get to listen to so much music. Yeah, Parish is supporting us in London. I've been listening to Parish as well, actually. Yeah, just a bunch of bands, really. I mean, even just this week, I've listened to probably like 6 or 7 albums, maybe. Quite a lot. I spend the time in the car, really. Just listening to a lot of heavy metal and folk rock and a bit of podcasts, a lot of music business stuff. Some of it's I'm learning about marketing and things. I mean, you might have noticed the fan club's grown. Well, I've picked up some some ideas about marketing, and it's really helped. But yeah, because got to advertise yourself, haven't you? Skullfist. Oh, there's Gatekeeper. I always get confused, Gatekeeper and Gatecreeper, but they have a different logo, so I think I've got it. Riders of Rohan. There's lots of suggestions here. It's almost like, oh yeah, oh, it gets to that time, 9 o'clock, the yawns are coming on. You always revert back to those bands that are comfortable, don't you? Like they're like, some of those albums are like comfort blankets. I can't say I've listened to Riders of Rohan. Get it on my Spotify. Hi Faye, you come here to tell me to come home. Riders of Rohan. I'll have to have a listen to that. I might just keep it there. They sound interesting. Buster the Rohim. Skullfist is a mix of Iron Maiden and Judas Priest. No trolls this week. It's going well. I've got a few people ready as moderators, so we're all prepared. I'll probably try and do it each time. I think there'll be people probably. Yeah, we're just talking about some of those albums that you go back to. I mean, we were watching something yesterday, me and Faye, and there was some Carole King. Her album Tapestry is a real comfort blanket for me. I was being asked in an interview about like stuff that's non-heavy metal. I think one band that stands out is Steely Dan, which is probably jazz rock, but I don't hear a lot of the rock there. It's just all jazz fusion to my ears. It's a bit like Weather Report or Herbie Hancock, or that's a bit more funk. John McLaughlin, I like some jazz and things like that. But yeah, Carole King and Carpenters and classic 70s stuff. I like to listen to that. There's just almost too many bands. And then you're like, oh, what about those? And you're like, oh, I like them as well. There's too much good music. Bee Gees, amazing. Like the Bee Gees in the 60s, before they did all the high-pitched singing. I like it when they do the high-pitched singing as well. Amorphous and Somnium. Glass Harp, I haven't listened to Glass Harp. So this is the thing, we should start suggestions for Colin in the fan club chat room. So I can get a concise list of things. Glass Harp sounds interesting. It sounds a bit old. Oh yeah. Well, Fleetwood Mac, yes. ABBA, yeah. I think I did say, says he actually, yeah, it's Parish to support, which is great. I love those guys. Oh, 70s rock, Phil Keaggy on guitar at 20 years old. Nice. Nice one. Oh gosh, it's happening again. It's gonna just get yawnier and yawnier. But yes, if you haven't voted, folks, here's the link. Please vote for us on Classic Rock Magazine's Track of the Week. We're up against McFly and some other bands, so please vote for us. Faye, don't vote for McFly. I know you're tempted. Vote for it on the Wi-Fi and then vote for it on 4G. And then get a VPN and use that. All the votes. So yeah, folks, if you haven't voted, there's your link. Oh gosh, I mean, I'm not sure there's going to be much of an after show, Keith, mainly because we're not going to be sleeping that night. So, because we're going to Sweden, what we had to do is put our car at Manchester Airport parking, go from Manchester Airport to Manchester Central, from Central to London Euston, play the show on that Friday, stay up, drive to the airport, somehow sleep in the airport and get the flight in that morning, sort of, and then fly to Sweden, get to Muscle Rock, go to sleep, probably, then play the show that night, and then play in the church the morning after, and then get driven to get the train to Copenhagen and fly to Manchester from, I don't know, it's all a bit, there's a lot going on. So we're not going to be sleeping Friday night. We haven't got a hotel booked because the flight is in the morning, like it just wouldn't work, but anyway. So after show, I'm not sure we're going to be like fully on board. I mean, some of the lads might, but I mean, if there's anyone near the Boston Music Rooms who has a house, or anyone fairly close to Camden, it might, like if we could crash somewhere, that might actually really help us. So if anyone has a sofa in Camden or anything like that. So yeah, we're not sleeping the Friday night, the 2nd of June. I'm going to be a disaster enough when I come home. Never mind, yeah. I don't really drink and have parties. I'm there to I'm here to work and here to it's about the music. That's literally it. That's what I'm there to do. I'm there for the music. I'm there to also further the band's career. Every show is that, isn't it, really? So I'm there to let's get the job done. I'm not really a party guy. A bit old for that anyway, to be honest. So I'm sure we can do something, Keith. If not, the fan club members can have a little get together. What's that off? Little get together. Oh, it's off Finding Nemo. That Bruce. A little get together. Yeah, like a party. Oh dear me, fun times. Soldiers need to stay sharp. There you go. Quick trip to the Ruskin Arms. It's how far is it away? I don't know. Oh, it's a little trek. 45 minutes in the car. Yeah, this is the thing. We'd love to do all sorts of stuff. There's often just not time. There's not even time for us to sleep that night. Because we've got Muscle Rock the next day. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but anyway. I put the plan together and I've got everything booked. But yeah. Should be fun. we're gonna be a mess on Saturday, I think. But I mean, they have this nice place for us to sleep in at Muscle Rock, so we can just get dropped there. Well, it wasn't actually really my idea, it was our record label's idea, so. I mean, yeah, in for a penny, in for a pound, isn't it, when it comes to shows and busyness. Anyway, folks, I might have to sign up. I've got a bit of tidying up to do as well. Although it's not really a school night because I'm on summer holidays, which is nice. But if you have not voted already, please do vote on a number of devices and tell your household and send the link to all your friends. Just go on Facebook Messenger, put a thing, please vote for this band that I love, even if they don't even like the band. Just send it out to everyone. Send a cold email out, blind carbon copy. I don't know, oh yeah, almost definitely, because it was a huge disparity. I think will be the band that's coming in first place. I've got 120,000 followers on Facebook, so they're quite an engaged fan base, and there's a lot of them. We should see, but yeah. But thanks for joining me, folks. Thanks for you moderators who were ready, poised for the trolls that didn't turn up. And if you don't know about the fan club, please check it out. The link's on our website. You can click it and see what it's all about. It's a good idea. Our fan club members will tell you. If you haven't heard our new singles, they're on Spotify, and we've got a new music video. Everything's going great. It's a good rollout so far. But thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me. Had a good time. I think next week I'm not here. The week after. So I'm not here. No live stream next week because I'm on holiday. And then the week after, the 17th, I think I might play a bit of guitar. I might play those new songs. I have to relearn them. Oh, thanks, Keith. Thanks a lot. Oh, thanks, Janie. I'll be seeing you soon anyway. See you on the socials, but I'll be seeing you at your wedding in the end of the month. Not long now, is it? Oh, thank you very much, moderators. Thanks, everyone else. Please do vote if you have not voted, and there's many different ways as possible. Really appreciate it. You're all amazing. You're all the best. Thank you very much. Over and out, folks. See you next week. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, but I'm guessing a lot of you have. Really appreciate it. Thank you, folks.